Hello, hello, Dr. Brett Spradlin here at Divine Design Natural Health, and we are doing a very special gathering tonight called Say What You Meme, Meme What You Say, Part 5. Is there anybody in the house? Yay! Yay! Okay. We did July 17th, we did The Great Awakening. That was a documentary that everybody needed to see. We had 40-something people here. It was fabulous. It was good. It was scary. It was wonderful. August 7th, we did The Lies Doctors Tell Part 8, if you want to go back and look at all the previous lies that you've been told, your family's been told by your medical doctors, all the previous lies. We've got 8 volumes of those now. They're all on the site. Today is part 5 of Say What You Meme, Meme What You Say. This is a fun class, funny class. We laugh, we make fun of each other. It's great. You'll love it. And this is part 5. September 11th, next month, we're doing a New Age for Old Devils. That will be a class pertaining to all of the New Age characteristics and aspects of modern medicine that many people don't even consider. That'll be a world shaker for you. That's going to be a lot of info that you've never heard. September 25th, something called World Upside Down, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is. If you want to know what it is, be here. I think that's it. That's all the housekeeping for time being. You want to get started? Let's do this. People are indoctrinated, they're fluoridated, they're medicated, they're vaccinated, they're glyphosated, they're cosmeticated, food sedated, and irradiated. If you've been to any number of my classes over the last few years, we kind of put this little thing together so that you can kind of put in your mind reasons why the person next to you in the cubicle at work doesn't understand what happened for the last 3 years. It's very likely that your coworkers and even your family members have differing views, at least in part due to the list above. Effects of the above will lead to misdiagnosis and inevitable drugging for life. Families and workplaces are in conflict over misunderstood physiology and fraudulent science. TV, the water, the drugs, the shots, the food, everything sprayed, the cosmetics, everything that goes on your body also goes in your body because it goes into your bloodstream when it hits your skin. If you question that, just ask why they use hormone patches and nicotine patches. It goes on your skin, it goes in your blood. And then the food is sedating people, and the irradiation of not just the radiation of the food, but also the 5G and the EMF. So there you have it. So what is a meme? Why do we call this Say What You Meme, Meme What You Say? A meme is a virally, I hate that word, transmitted image embellished with text, usually sharing pointed commentary on cultural symbols, social ideas, or current events. So a meme is typically a photo or a video, although sometimes it can just be a block of text. When a meme resonates with many people, it's spread by way of social platforms. So a picture's worth 1,000 words. Tonight, there will be horror, there will be comedy. Some of this will upset you because some of it is from a couple of years ago when everything went into Clown World, USA. This is part 2. Actually, this is part 5 of a compilation covering the last 3 years. We saved a lot of memes from the last 3 years. Some were funny, some were hilarious, some make you want to pull your teeth out. It's crazy. But never forget that your medical doctor and friends supported some of this complete and utter nonsense. There's a divergence currently happening of moral philosophy and of spiritual alignment. I think we're ready. Let's do this, right? So what we're going to do, who wants to spin? Come on up and spin. We ready? So what we do is we spin the wheel, the wonderful wheel of the wheel, and then we land on a category, and then we go through all the memes in that category. You ready, Wida? Hold on. Tell everybody how long you been here.
I've been here, a year now.
Have you?
Yes.
We hit our year anniversary.
Yes.
Fabulous. When she? Oh yeah. We need a thank you. So you've been here a year.
I've been here a year and wonderful. I have, where do I start? So much has happened. I came in here with all kinds of braces.
Oh yeah.
And I had been recommended to have surgery on multiple joints. Total replacements were recommended. I am also a good 20 pounds lighter than I was without any trying, just learning how to eat. And I thought I was eating healthy because I'm a nurse and I thought I was eating healthy.
How long have you been a nurse?
Since 64. I mean, an RN since 64.
Registered nurse since 1964. Since the Beatles landed, she's been a registered nurse. Did you fall for the COVID's hoax?
No,
Funny,
not
huh?
for this one.
Not for this one.
I slowly, throughout the many years in medical, got my eyes open, began to question, and this is the best place to come.
Well, wow, that's a good spot to stop right there. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead. Oh, spin again. She gets another spin. Oh, and you want to do that before we do a commercial break? Oh, I think she cheated. You rigged this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. This time there it goes somewhere.
Political, yay. Oh, that's my favorite. Yay, thanks, Rita, thanks. Okay, let's do this. You want to do a quick commercial break for us before we get started? So this is Sam. Everybody, Sam's going to give you some mind-numbing brainwashing.
All right, so this patient's been here a little while. He said, before becoming a patient at Divine Design, I would wake up several times during the night to use the bathroom. Since becoming a patient and changing my diet, I am no longer waking up multiple times during the night to empty my bladder. Solid sleep is wonderful. I am now eating nutritious foods and taking whole food supplements, which make such a difference. Awesome.
It's easy. He didn't have to go to a urologist. Crazy, huh? All right, let's tear into this. Democratic, the emblem for the 2020 Democratic National Convention was a pentagram. Interesting. Like I said, some of this is going to be eye-opening. Some of it's going to be, it's going to make you mad. Some of it's going to make you laugh. We removed something you posted, Facebook says. We removed your post because it's true and makes Democrats look like idiots in violation of Facebook community standards. CDC changes decisions constantly. We fixed your sign. Thank you very much. Amazon, a gender by graphic rhythm says, yes, there are more than two genders. Yep. Sure, there are more than two genders. What do you select for the fit type? Men or women? You can't make this up. Oh, and yeah. So this is a movie called 300. It's a very awesome, it's a great movie. And it's between the Greeks and the Persian army at I can't remember the name of the pass, but it was a very, very, very famous battle. And this is the Xerxes. This is the Persian emperor who thinks he's a god. And he says, I require only that you take a knee, with BLM in one hand, Antifa in the other, liberals. And the head of the Greek army, Leonidas, says, or the Spartan army, the head of the Spartan army says, see, that's going to be a problem. Very famous meme from a movie. You have to kind of understand a little bit about the movie before getting that. But it's hilarious if you know the movie. I'm more afraid of a Democrat in the White House than I am of COVIDs. Oh, and hold right there for a minute, just FYI. New thing in the news, they burned Maui to the ground. And it's so unfortunate that so many red flags are showing that this was just planned and executed by people who hate this country. And what is it? Washington's burning now, Washington State, British Columbia. It's so sad. So just understand that there are some people who are going to get these, and there's some people just who aren't. I forget his name, famous actor, Sam somebody. Let me get this straight. A party that supports abortion over life, illegals over its own citizens, and refugees over its own veterans is going to lecture me on morals? I don't think so, Cupcake. I think he just passed away, too, I think. Sam, what's his last name? I can't remember. Okay. Then all of a sudden, after 80 years and 50 million prescriptions, Democrats began worrying about hydroxychloroquine side effects. For the first time, the pharmaceutical industry cannibalized two of its own drugs and told you that you couldn't have them. Now, I'm no fan of drugs or drug companies, but they're still drugs. And they said, nope, you can't have them. Doctors can't write prescriptions. Crazy. For the first time ever. Yep. Yeah, that's real interesting. I'm still voting Trump. Trump's in on it too. They all know. They're all in on the same thing. But at least, if you're going to vote for somebody, Good grief. You don't have much of a choice. Next. No thanks. I'm a liberal. Next. Racist. Someone who wins an argument against a liberal. Wow, tough crowd. Tough crowd. There, heard a laugh in the nosebleed section back there. Oh boy, I finally got it. My Biden. What the heck are you trying to say? Decodering. That's funny. Do you know this movie? Christmas Story? Hilarious. Hilarious. Breaking news, the Chicago Police Department has replaced all sirens with the national anthem to force suspects to stop running and take a knee. Liberals are so upset with Trump, you think he stole 90% of the Haitian relief fund, so sold 20% of our uranium to Russia, deleted 33,000 emails, and let innocent Americans die in Benghazi. Right? Everyone who hates Trump got their opinion from pedophiles. Changed my mind. Famous, 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 famous. It's okay to be white. Abortion is murder. Firearms save lives. There are only two genders. America's the greatest nation. Trump is your president. God is real. It's just shocking to me that we have to say some of these things. It's shocking. But remember, go back, remember, right here, it's the American Medical Association and the American Pediatric Association for you people out there with children and with you people out there that have friends and family and neighbors and moms and dads that go to American Medical Association medical doctors, which if they're in the United States and they have an MD after their name or a DO after their name, you are going to an AMA-trained medical doctor who now is forced to believe that there are more than two genders. Just know that. So at some point, if you do not agree with that, that will go in your medical record. Just FYI. It's coming. Next. Democrats on the way to vote for a pedophile. There are two types of people. Those that will help me hide the body and those that are the body. And why are the pedophiles embracing the LGBT movement? Because if they can get the kids to change genders at a young age, then you can't say that they can't get with an old man at an older age, right? It's all part of one big plan, and people don't see it. Aren't we spreading COVIDs with mail-in voting? Remember that? Remember that? Can't even believe that happened. Thank God California banned plastic straws. This is really happening. I've seen it. Found the looters, U.S. wealthiest billionaires during the pandemic. Jeff Bezos, you can't read this in the nosebleeds, but Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Buffett, Larry Ellison, Steve Ballmer, and Elon Musk went from March 18th of 2020, had an increase of 76 billion to Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates became worth 16 billion more. Zuckerberg 42 billion. Just goes on and on and on. The top 7 people in the United States right there. Isn't that nuts? It's crazy. Corona waiting to see if I'm going to Walmart or going to vote. Remember this? I can't even recall how crazy this was. I remember this. President Trump will give us the free stuff we deserve. Free market, free trade, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to bear arms. Love him or hate him. I mean, there's a left side and the right side. They're all in on it together, but at least, I mean, just look at this list. Go ahead. Look at this list. Somebody gripes about the barometer that we installed in the front lobby, the foyer there. It's a big 6-foot-tall barometer. And I say, which ones of these do you not enjoy? It's the best money I've ever invested in a barometer to tell if somebody opens that door what kind of person they are. It's a big 6-foot-tall Trump cutout. You can instantly tell if they like dead babies, dead cops, no guns. You just go right down the list. You can instantly tell. It's fascinating. It's right all the time. It really is. Endorsed by the NRA and law enforcement, endorsed by BLM, Antifa, and Planned Parenthood. Choose your president. Gotta love the political memes. Here we go. DJT says, the Democrats took the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance at the Democrat National Convention. Do you remember this? They did. At first, I thought they made a mistake, but it wasn't. It was done on purpose. Remember, evangelical Christians and all, this is where they are coming from. It's done. Vote November 3rd. Boom. That was August, almost to the day, 3 years ago. Can you believe that was 3 years ago? Wow. The largest official army, Communist China, 2.5 million. The largest unofficial army, American gun owners, 70 million. The founding fathers knew what they were doing. Retweet if you support the right to own guns. I like guns. I like guns. I really do. Next. You've got Beetlejuice, or I mean, what's her name? Lori Lightfoot, Mary of Chicago. What in the hell is that? It's Beetlejuice. That's what that is. Another movie from a long time ago, Beetlejuice. American values in 1776, bravery, integrity, hard work, a sense of what's right and wrong. Leftist values in 2020, laziness, entitlement, resentment, no sense of morals whatsoever. They cover their faces. They don't want anybody to know who they are. It's unbelievable. Words of wisdom from Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine, if any of you know who that is. Joe Biden is more confused than Michelle Obama's gynecologist. Because there never was a picture of Michelle Obama pregnant. You do know that, right? Yeah. She was never pregnant, see? And she was never a she. Am I the only one who sees Death to America in the DNC logo? No. When that came out, I saw that. I saw that. The minute that dropped, I thought, look what they're doing. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, but now. Next. So you're voting for Biden? Tell me why without mentioning Trump. It's interesting because every once in a while, if I'm at a hotel or an Airbnb or something, I'll flick on the TV to see how the government-sponsored indoctrination is going, what everybody's watching, and I swear it takes 30 seconds. Whether it's Fox or CNN or whatever, MSNBC, they're still talking about Trump 3 years later. Still talking about him. So that's what that has to do. Oh, I do remember this years ago. This is where the disrespect started and grew from. You remember, here's Obama not putting his hand on his heart, and then here he is not giving a salute. Years ago, I remember seeing that. He doesn't give two rips. That was years ago. Socialism. So awesome you can see it from space. Love it. The left in 2020, 2021, one life lost is one too many. The left in 2022, let us kill babies. That's the Hulk movie. Society, if that shoe hit George Bush. Wow, tough crowd. You guys don't remember the video of the video of George Bush years ago speaking at a podium, and a dude in the Middle East took his shoe off and threw it at him, and he ducked? Yeah. So society, if that shoe would have landed. So groom the child, kill the child. You got to choose. Liberals. It's crazy. Everything horrible that they said would happen to you under Orange Man has actually happened to you under Pedo Man. Wow. These memes have aged very nicely, haven't they? I haven't looked at them in quite a while. That's racist. Why is the black guy the villain? That's racist. Why does the black guy have to get shot? That's racist. Why is it only black people killing each other? That's racist. Why are there no black people in this movie? Oh my gosh. There wouldn't be grocery store shortages right now if we ate our vegetables instead of electing them. Perfect. Queers for Palestine. Palestine for Queers. That's a good one. That's a classic. You should keep that in your meme collection forever. That's a really good one. In Palestine, they don't allow you to be queer. That's the whole point. When there's $200 of marijuana inside, when there's an active shooter inside. Yep. If Build Back Better was a house, you got to look closely at that one. There are people in this room that did not get that.
See where the stairs are.
There you go. There you go. Yep. That's great. If Build Back Better was a swing set, love it. Guns should not be in the hands of the mentally unstable, says senile man with nukes. Babylon Bee. Hilarious. Next. This organization does not sell arms. This one does. That's a good one. The U.S. has the third highest murder rate in the world. If you remove Chicago, Detroit, D.C., St. Louis, and Philly, the U.S. is then 189th out of 193 countries in the world. All 5 cities have strict gun control laws and are controlled by Democrats. Fact check it. Yes, 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 yes. That's classic. It looks like an old painting. It's just hilarious. That's classic. We had to save that one. Biden, Harris, Trudeau, you don't need guns for your safety. Also Biden, Harris, and Trudeau surrounded by gun. While she's making things up, while he's getting ready to fly to a gay pride parade, and while he's getting ready to fall off his bicycle. Next. Archie. Geez, would you look at that? A man who accidentally left 300,000 guns for the Taliban to use is lecturing me on gun control. I can just hear him. Your grandfather didn't sit in a foxhole half a world away holding a picture of your grandma while the enemy closed in around him, so a lispy soy boy called Trudeau and a hair-sniffing invalid called Biden could take your freedoms away.
Amen. Amen.
Very nicely said. Central banks, inflation, Putin did it. They're always blaming somebody else. You ever notice that, right? And we did, just back up to that one, this is the whole reason that we did a couple classes on Bitcoin. So people can understand that you can opt out of this system. You do not have to just get your money printed. You know, the money printers are going crazy, inflating prices, debasing your currency and your purchasing power. So the only way out of this whole thing is to use a different money that they cannot control. So we did a hour-and-a-half long class, Root of All Evil Part 1, maybe a 2-hour-long class, Root of All Evil Part 2, and then we had a workshop here on a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. It was about 3 hours, 4 hours we were here. We were just showing people how to transact in Bitcoin, how to store your own money, how to not have to use a bank, and how to get outside the system. If you have not watched those, you might want to, because this right here is taking all of your money. And if you still have your money in the banks, they are going to steal every dime they can from you. FYI. Next. My teacher told me guns kill people. I told her my pencil failed my math exam. See, the logic of a kid, right? If I had 8 guns and Biden-Harris takes 7, how many do I have left? 48. I had some absentee gun registrations come in late. Next. I'll tell you, I've been looking and I have yet to see the first person wearing a Build Back Better hat. Rodney Dangerfield. That dude's hilarious. Hey, Joe, boxers or briefs? Depends. Why does it look like the president is played by 5 different people? It's a bunch of different people. It's not just one Joe Biden out there. I challenge you. I challenge you. There you have it. That is not the same dude. Not the same at all. Different teeth, different earlobes, different noses. You are being played by deep fakes and by people with masks on. That is not the same dude at all. Trump's kids campaigning for dad, Hunter Biden. But remember, this guy sits with a computer recording all of his illegal activity. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's crazy, right? Dems say, nobody's above the law, starter pack. Laptop, emails, clients, research. Perfect. And there he is in all of his glory. Right there. It's wonderful. Hillary, love you. Hillary's wonderful. Love that. You crucify a man you did not pay for, who you did not pay for 4 years, who gave, what? Why? You crucify a man you did not pay for 4 years, who gave his all. Oh, I get it. And glorify a man you paid 45 years, who accomplished nothing. He's been in government forever. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Survival tip. If you get lost in the woods, start talking about politics and someone will show up to argue with you. Sources say Ghostbusters have been deployed to D.C. in case all the dead people that voted for Biden become violent. Hilarious. Il Donaldo Trumpo, Papi Trumpo. Can't wait for the FBI to raid Michelle Obama's wardrobe. Huge surprise. Huge surprise. Mark's safe from FBI raids today, of course. And all of his stuff is on a website, Hunter Biden laptop. I can't remember the website, but all of the stuff that's on his laptop has been all over the internet for years now. That dude right there. It's everywhere. But why is he not in jail, she asked. He has connections. A man who can draw 50,000 people in a cornfield does not lose an election to a man who could not draw 500 people in a major city. It can't happen. It did not happen. If you think it did, you have a TV set between your ears. Very well said. There's a reason why I saved that one. Next. I'm sorry you find my relentless political posts annoying. I find your ignorance in the matter appalling and your support of tyrannical politicians very offensive. Yes. Check. All the redacted documents. That's hilarious. If you don't get that, that's hilarious. Quick history. Who did it? Killed Lincoln? Democrat. JFK? Democrat. Killed MLK? Democrat. Lynched blacks? Democrats. Owned slaves? Democrats. Created Jim Crow? Democrats. Segregation. Created the KKK. Internment camps, the Confederacy, considered racist? All of them Democrats except this last one. Interesting. Nice patterns. I'm a pattern guy, if nothing else. I'm a pattern guy. With the USA so divided, I'm just glad to be on the side that believes in God, has the most guns, and knows which restroom to use. I accomplished nothing during my 50 years in Washington. Please give me a chance to continue. Hilarious. Kalamata Olives Harris supports Black Olives Matter. Joe Biden. I forget about some of these. I haven't seen these in years. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Twitter has determined this tweet contains dangerous medical misinformation. For the real science on fruit consumption, click here. Yeah. This is where they store them. Clinton's Body Shop. That's funny. Trump. Remember all over the place. Remember the boats all throughout the harbors in like Tampa that were completely decked with Trump flags, going on and on and on. You never saw one of those for Biden. Democrats were sent by God. Why? Was he out of locusts? It's hilarious. Technical difficulties. Please stand by while we figure out how to blame Trump. So true. So true. Child trafficking is a bigger problem than COVID. Changed my mind. Yep. So what if Donald Trump created millions of new jobs? My supporters don't want jobs. Okay, there we go. That was a good size. All right. We got a commercial break? Let's do it. Now somebody's gonna come up and be a guinea pig.
All right, so this patient's been here about a year. She says, before Divine Design, my digestive system was wrecked from acid reflux, constant diarrhea, and indigestion. I had it all. I took Pepcid and other antacid pills like they were candy, and my doctor wanted to give me medications for my IBS. Now my acid reflux is down to a minimum, and I go to the bathroom normally and not 5 to 6 times a day. I am so grateful for Divine Design.
Right on.
Sounds great.
No gastroenterologist with a bunch of overweight nurses?
Nope.
No? Crazy. How do they do it? Crazy. All right. You want to spin?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Come on up. Jane, how long have I put up with you?
Not enough.
Not enough. How long you've been here since the beginning.
2014.
2014, yes. Any result? What have you learned?
Well, just the first thing was I had chiropractically, remember my foot? I jumped out of a swing when I was a child, and for 20 years I had this pain in my foot that was never corrected, and
I forgot about that. And
you did
one
it.
adjustment
Yeah.
back at the old office.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So, I quickly became a believer. So,
Fabulous.
yeah.
I'd almost forgotten about that.
Yeah, I didn't. That
Wow.
was a major
Wow,
That was
yeah.
a major little big miracle for me.
But yeah, foot pain from jumping out of a swing set.
Yep, as a
That's right.
child.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, but no more.
So it was just like 10, 15 years ago.
No, it's like
As a
20.
child.
Yeah. 20.
That's hilarious. What would you tell people who say that, oh, I can't afford it, or oh, natural health's too expensive, or all the excuses that people give for getting extorted with premiums stolen out of their paycheck?
Well, I think the benefits that you gain and the change of your perspective and your focus on what you've been pursuing will eliminate a lot of
Yes.
expenses that you would have already been paying into
Mm-hmm.
just in that, and being able to discern what will really benefit and how do I more closely align with God's divine design
Mm-hmm.
and eliminate what does not. That whole process, it's a spirit, soul, body, mind thing that it doesn't happen overnight, but as you train and you learn to discipline, major results.
Major results.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
That
Good
means you get
words.
to see me
Good
more.
words. And I get to see you all the time, yeah. Control and Corruption Part 2. That's my favorite. Fabulous. Thank you, Jane. Control and Corruption Part 2. All those uplifting stories of the last 3 years of COVIDs, which, by the way, don't forget, they're rolling it out again in another month. So get your masks ready. The IRS is hiring new special agents. Requirements include working a minimum of 50 hours a week, which may include irregular hours, and be on call 24/7, including holidays and weekends, carry a firearm, and be willing to use deadly force if necessary.
Seriously?
This was from 2 years ago. These are all of these memes are probably a year or two, three, some of them 3 years old. Major duties: adhere to the highest standards of conduct, especially in maintaining honesty and integrity. Coming from the people who are extorting you for an exorbitant amount of money, more and more each year. Work a minimum of 50 hours a week, 24/7 on call, including holidays and weekends. Maintain a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situations on the job. When did the IRS become the Special Forces? Carry a firearm, be willing to use deadly force, and be willing and able to participate in arrests, execution of search warrants, and other dangerous assignments. Just in the last couple of years, right? IRS. 87,000 IRS agents, $601 in my Venmo account. Very famous picture. If you guys don't get this, that's OJ running from the cops back on the LA Expressway. Remember that? That's funny. That's funny right there. From wash your hands to we're freezing your bank accounts just in 2 years. It's been quite a journey to keep us all safe. You forget that some of this stuff actually happened. So, reminder, this is in front of IRS headquarters. This was just a year ago. Freemasonry, Jesuits, Illuminati, just all the symbology that they have. Should send 87,000 IRS agents to Ukraine. They'll find a lot of our tax dollars over there. Waiting for the FBI to raid Ghislaine Maxwell's client list. Funny. Politicians in 2021. Trust the experts. Lockdowns will work this time. Just trust the experts. Lockdowns will work this time. Join the IRSS. Use deadly force against the poor. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was 80 years ago that was happening in Europe. And here we are. Let's arm school security. No way, guns are dangerous. Let's arm IRS agents. 87,000 agents, 4,000 guns, 5 million rounds of ammo. Perfect. Isn't that great? They want certain people to have the guns, just not you. The logic is astounding. The new IRS agents are only going after greedy billionaires. 788 billionaires and 87,000 new IRS agents. Funny, huh? Math doesn't work out, does it? Government, taxpayer. Yeah. Yep. Don't ask why I need an AR-15. Ask why an IRS agent needs one.
Amen.
Yep. Public health. What we were promised, the holodeck on the Star Trek Enterprise, and then we've got Spaceballs with Mel Brooks. What we got. Hilarious, right? How many of you know what Event 201 was? Just a couple. Well, here it is. In October 2019, a few months before 2020, Event 201 was conducted. It was a pandemic exercise where multiple government leaders and health officials, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, conducted a simulation of a global virus outbreak. In the exercise, over 65 million people died in an 18-month period. The leaders agreed that during a pandemic, controlling the media and news was necessary. We did a class on this at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020, I'm not sure. We talked about this. That was when my AV guy at the time decided to take matters into his own hands. He will go nameless. But there was that very class where I said, this is happening. This is what they're doing. This is the thing that they did. I had their documents laid out, and I showed everybody. They had it down to, it was a wet market. This was in October of 2019. They were talking about a wet market where somebody ate a bat, and it was a virus, and they had it right down to everybody ran and got toilet paper. It was scripted into this in October of 2019, and then March of 2020, it all happened, and it was exactly according to plan. You couldn't foresee that. You couldn't write that into the script. They already had it. It was right there. So Event 201, well, they're doing another one soon. Next. It's crazy. Remember when governments banned plastic straws to save the planet? Planet? There you have it. Yeah. This is okay. Yeah, this is all right. All right. Yeah, screw it. We're going to talk about it here in another month. Don Petit is a NASA astronaut. He says, and this is a quote, "I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again." And then you have, of course, all of the people who have played, astronauts in big movies laughing at that. So, a NASA astronaut saying that we lost the technology to go to the moon. Funny, huh? Maybe that's why no other country has gone. And it's been over 50 years. And we never went back. Strange, right? So as a tax assessor, your job is to charge me for the privilege of living in my home, which I purchased outright. I thought I was the owner of this property. And he says, oh, you own it, but you just have to pay us to use it. And if you want to change your property, you'll need to ask permission and pay us more. Same thing if you want to sell it or transfer ownership. You can't destroy any part of the property. You'll need permission if you want to have a fire or shoot a gun. Oh, and if we want it, we'll just come and take it. But you totally own it. That's your property tax. So for all you folks out there in a 10, 15, 20, 30, 40-year mortgage, that's your future right there. There you have it. Mortgage means death contract, by the way. It's a French word, which means you pay until you die. It's funny. And everybody just lines up for it. We've got what it takes to take what you've got, IRS. This is what they wear when they add fluoride to the water. Still think it's safe? Oh, yeah. Remember that time the entire world could have launched a multilateral transatlantic task force to identify, hunt down, and prosecute all the oligarchs that engaged in child sex trafficking with us? But they shut down and reset the world with a mega flu ritual instead. Remember that? Who in this room does not know who this is? You don't know who this is. You don't know who this is. The whole world was shut down because of him. And there are people in this room that don't know who this is. His name's Jeffrey Epstein. Next. You might want to know who that is. Founded in 1945 to end all wars. The world has been at war ever since. Yep. Oh, and look at this map. What do you notice about that map? It's not a globe, is it? It's an equidistant, it's an azimuthal. It's a projection map, looking down, straight down at the North Pole, right here. Africa, Europe, China, right? United States, America, South America. Why would they use this type of projection for the United Nations logo instead of a globe?
Is that because that's where their headquarters is?
Just think about it. We'll talk about it in another month or two.
Okay.
But why would they use that? Huh. Not a globe. Interesting. What was that? I don't know why that's in there. From Babylon to America. Oh, just Nebuchadnezzar, Statue of Liberty. ISIS, same God. Next. If we ended the Federal Reserve, what would you replace it with? When you remove a cancerous tumor, what do you replace it with? This is Jerome Powell. He's the head of the Federal Reserve. He's the one who does this with your bank account, with your interest rates. And then, of course, Ron Paul. The Federal Reserve is not federal, and it has no reserves. It's not the government. It's a private organization that prints money. Big tech, we're doing our best to stop the spread of disinformation. Also big tech, dudes can get pregnant. Thank you. See, the logic is just unbelievable. The most powerful governments on earth can't keep a virus from spreading, but they say they can change the earth's temperature if you pay more taxes. Funny, right? This is the son of David Icke, if you know who that is. They can't accurately tell you what the weather will do in 24 hours, but they definitely know what it will do in 24 years. The biggest thing, I will go on record right now and I'll tell you, the global boiling, global warming, climate change nonsense is fake. It's all fake. Next. I've said it for years. Flu season cases in the USA, 2012 to 13, about 34 mil. Next year, 30 mil, 30 mil, 24 mil, 29, 45, 36, 38, 2 in 2020. Interesting. In the whole USA, what happened in 2020, 2021, where flu disappeared? It all magically disappeared. Can you believe that really happened? We really went through it. It's unbelievable. I won't read all this, but it's just, you can't get polio? Question mark. When it's been renamed cerebral palsy, Bell's palsy, Guillain-Barré syndrome, transverse myelitis, aseptic meningitis, acute flaccid paralysis, spinal apoplexy, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, cholera, multiple sclerosis, and inhibitory palsy. Polio was renamed, all these names, to keep people in the idea that it was eliminated by a vaccine. The polio swindle, there's been books written about it. There's been documented cases, scientists writing about it for decades. But people, when you get into the vaccine talk with people, they say, well, what about smallpox? What about polio? You want children to die? Because they've been indoctrinated to think that it was the vaccine that took all this out. No, they just changed the name of polio. Almost like what happened in 2020, right? They just swapped the iron lungs for the ventilators. They renamed it the COVIDs, took all the flu cases, turned them into COVIDs, and told you that somebody died in a motorcycle accident and he died from COVIDs. The whole world bought it and still does to this day. It's the same playbook. It's the same fakery as what they did 80 years ago. Those who say you need a gun to protect you don't need a gun to protect yourself, have armed guards. Those who tell you to reduce your carbon footprint, own private jets. Those who are warning you about rising sea levels, bought beachfront homes, FYI. They all live on Maui. Are they worried? Are they worried about rising sea levels from the global boiling? No, they're not. And those who told you to stay home to stop COVIDs went to dinner parties. Let's talk about this just for a minute. You know that in order for all these big houses that are on beaches to be bought and sold. The banks and the insurance companies would know if there was going to be rising sea levels, because they would never allow the purchases to go through, right? All these houses have to have insurance, and there are banks involved at the front and the back of every one of these transactions. But it's interesting that none of these contracts have ever mentioned, for all of these beachfront homes, none of them ever have ever talked about rising sea levels. All these people that are concerned about it live on the beach. Isn't that interesting? Next. So next time your Uncle Ed at Thanksgiving wants to argue with you about the global boiling and the rising sea levels and the dead polar bears, just point that out to him. Cartoons are not scientific evidence. Cartoons, I'm leaving you a little hint, are not. Look at that. That's a cartoon. It doesn't exist, right? Kind of like these things right here. Kind of like this whole process. Oh, it's crazy. People believe it. People believe it. Next. Me and the boys on the way to the coal mine to pay off someone's gender studies major. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. I support pipelines in Germany. I support border security in Ukraine. I support oil production in South America and Venezuela. And I support assault rifles for the Taliban. But you Americans need to shut up and obey. Thanks, Joe. We need common sense gun laws. Also, government, let's just drop bombs indiscriminately on the neighboring countries. Convincing people to pay higher taxes and accept a lower standard of living because of weather events that have existed for eons is one of the greatest scams in human history. Amen. Truly is. Absolutely. What if I told you the reason they don't teach you your rights in school is because it's easier to take them away if you don't even know what they are? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the classes you take and how to find this angle and find this sine and this cosine and this square root, you don't learn anything about government. You don't learn anything about your rights. You hardly know anything about how to balance your checkbook. And then you come into stuff like this. When I ask how monkeypox is spread, I never get a straight answer. Took you a minute. See? Public schools right there. Just kidding. They ran out of this, but they stocked up on this. Remember that? Oh, you got to have baby formula, baby formula. No, the baby formula is poison. There's a reason why they want to give you the baby formula. It's poison. Oh, unbelievable. We saw that one before. Next. That one's so good, we put it in 2 different places. Income tax, the fine you pay for the crime of being productive and useful. Yes. Income tax, brand new as of what, 80 years ago? Nobody even knew what an income tax was until the 30s. Next. It's a brand new concept. Let's make one thing clear. The experts were never wrong. They were always lying. Big difference. Big difference. They weren't wrong. They were just misleading you. Did you know, with the combined salary of the 87,000 new IRS agents, that would be 81K average annual salary, you could put a police officer of 55K average salary in every public school in the nation of 100,000 public schools and still have 31,000 police officers or 1.7 million left over. Now you know they're not interested in the safety or security. They're after you. And that is posted by Clay County Sheriff's Office. That's a sheriff's office posting how crooked this is. Unbelievable. First time I heard somebody say the Department of Education should not exist, I thought they were nuts. Then they asked me to list just one academic metric that has improved since its inception in 1980. I couldn't. Nobody can. The Department of Education. One metric, just one metric that has improved since 1980. What does that tell you? American people, are they getting dumber or are they getting smarter? They're getting dumber. The system is intentionally broken. The system is broken, but the system is intentionally broken. It was never right to begin with. Nothing to see here. Just the King of England with Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum in 1992. I'm sure they were discussing positive things that will benefit humanity, like you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Annual meeting, 1992, World Economic Forum. This guy here, now the King of England, now runs the Church of England, which would set him up to be very close and to check all of the boxes. You're gonna think I'm crazy when I say this. He's in the running for the Antichrist, is what that means. We'll talk more about that in another couple of months. But he checks all the boxes. He's a religious leader now. So just chew on that for a little while. Let's do climate lockdowns next and see what happens. Remember when they did this? They closed off the basketball rims and they cut holes in their masks to play flute. Remember that? Unbelievable. I don't know. You can't make it up. It's fascinating. 15,000 deaths per year. Toxic, pharmaceutical, pharmakia, witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, Babylonian mysticism, demonism, absolute death in a bottle, versus 9,000 deaths per year. And if you want to start a discussion on regulation, let's start with Big Pharma. But they would prefer that you were doped up and unarmed. And here's the thing, too. There's some of these that if you take, they'll never allow you to have one of those. And you know what's the funny thing? The funny thing? Most of the psych drugs that your kids are on qualify as disqualifying them from ever owning a handgun. FYI. That's why they want everybody on psych meds. Yep, never thought of that one, did you? Don't lose focus from the death that matters. Oh, this is when, what's her face? The lizard woman bit it, yes. The death of the currency with the intended switch to CBDC, surveillance slave coin. But first you need to accept digital ID, do not comply. So you've got the British, the Canadian, and the Australian dollars that all have lizard woman's face on the money. Lizard woman dies, what happens to all that money? It goes bye-bye, right? It has to it gets taken out of circulation, and then they replace it with a CBDC, surveillance slave coin. This is another push for cashless. Her face is on money in several countries. It's the perfect excuse to take all the money out of circulation and then issue you a central bank digital currency. The whole reason that we preach and teach people about Bitcoin is so that they can get out of the central bank digital currency surveillance net, so that you can actually be able to transact with other humans without government permission. That's why Bitcoin is very, very, very useful. When your mixtape's fire, but not hot enough to melt steel beams. Wow, that one's hilarious. Yeah, Jonathan got that one. When your mixtape is fire, but it's not hot enough to melt. Tough crowd, tough crowd. Government trying to figure out how to create a new emergency so they can take away more of our rights and make billions more for the ruling class. Of course. Why would you not do that? You can't buy or sell anything without the implant. That's the big domino. You can't fly or go to concerts without the injection. That's the bigger, the medium size. You can't shop without a mask, little tiny one. And then it all started with the little tip over of the little tiny 14 days to flatten the curve. Isn't that great? Oh yeah, know your gun parts. Imagine, if you will, a pandemic so severe that we can afford to fire healthcare workers. It was all about health. Remember that. It was all about health. Have you noticed that slowly but surely the left is unveiling itself as Satanism? I did notice that. I sure did. I absolutely did. If you can question it, it's science. If you can't question it, it's propaganda. Stadiums are full. Celebrities are partying. Doctors and nurses are being fired en masse. Strange pandemic. Strange pandemic. If you were a billionaire, what would be your priority? Vaccinate 350 million children or provide them with clean drinking water? Huh. Right. It was never about safety. It's always been about control. Now who's a good boy? There are people who wore these without being forced to. Fascinating. They still do. Yeah, they still do. Soon, if we don't stop our dictators. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Bill Gates then, Bill Gates now. Let's infect computers with viruses and then sell antivirus software. Let's infect people with viruses and then sell vaccines. It's still working. Men, when you force taxation on them in 1300, and men when you force martial law vaccines and digital IDs on them in 2020. If you still trust the government after the COVID scamdemic, raise your hand. Now slap yourself with it. And the title here is from They Can't Suicide Us All. That's hilarious. I just noticed that. U.S. government offers free health care to southern rural blacks, intentionally injects them with syphilis. Still want a corona vaccine? Don't forget, that only happened, what, 100 years ago? Less than 100 years ago? It's crazy. Tuskegee. Most people don't even know what it is. Most people don't even know what the Cutter incident is. If you don't know what Tuskegee is, the Tuskegee experiment, and if you don't know what the Cutter incident is, C-U-T-T-E-R, look it up. It wasn't in your textbook in school. They'll never tell you. They'll never tell you. It's your government. Your government did that. The Tuskegee experiments, T-U-S-K-E-E-G-E-E experiments, and the Cutter incident, C-U-T-T-E-R incident. Cutter incident was a pharmaceutical company that killed a bunch of people. Oh, and the thalidomide problems, thalidomide, T-H-A-L-I-D-O-M-I-D-E. Let me explain where this is going. This was early on. This was one of the first ones I saw. A face mask is required for entry, then a vaccine ID is required for entry, then a digital ID is required for entry. I saw somebody a while ago, it was a video, and it was a girl at Whole Foods scanning her palm to pay for her groceries. And I quote, she said, "This is so cool, I can't even believe it." She was excited that biometrically she was scanning her palm and paying for her groceries. The problem with that would be that we have a whole entire generation of people who haven't read their Bibles. That's the problem with that. It's crazy. Next. Wait a minute. So if someone gets 3 jabs and I get none, but then they get COVID and die, it's my fault? Yes. Absolutely, it's your fault. You racist. Next. It's a normal vaccine. No. It's safe. No. No side effects. No. They look after us. No. Batman's just going absolutely crazy on Robin, and I couldn't be happier. This October, don't forget to set your clocks back to 1942. Isn't that nuts? The boss says, take the jab or get fired. The boss says, have sex with me or get fired. Hey, corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. And people went for it. People believe that. Oh my gosh. The Kool-Aid only works if everyone drinks it. Jim Jones, the Guyana thing. You guys know Jonestown Massacre? I hope everybody knows what that is. Art of Confucian, called Fauci. Media says spike in myocarditis may be linked to Ukraine crisis. Yeah, Ukraine invasion causing myocarditis, along with cold weather, warm weather, oxygen, no oxygen, TV, sleeping. Okay. And we'll do one more, right? What time is it? Let's do 7:05. Let's do what do you call it? Commercial break. Yeah, we'll do one more. Can we do we got some short ones back there, yeah, Jonathan?
Trans is pretty short.
Trans? Let's do trans.
All right, this patient's been here for about 2 years. He said, before Divine Design, my elbows were in pain whenever I did tricep extensions. It had happened since I was 13, so I thought it was normal. After a quick chiropractic adjustment, I have no discomfort whatsoever while doing that exercise. So kind of like Miss Weeda's story. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just one adjustment and everything's back to normal after
yeah.
years.
Oh, yeah. Tricep extensions is this movement. Just going like this. And what did it say? She couldn't do tricep extensions?
Yep. Yeah, just tricep extensions since age 13.
Since age 13. Couldn't do tricep extensions. Couldn't do this since age 13. One adjustment. And the other day, well, I won't get into that. That was somebody else's testimonial. But chiropractic is a powerful thing. No drug, no surgery in the world can do that. It's crazy. Let's just cut right into trans so nobody has to. Is this a short one?
Yeah.
We'll do trans. Because, I want to end it on a good note and have a good time. We're going to have some laughs on this one. Chuck Norris. I, too, was once a man trapped in a woman's body. Then I was born. That's hilarious. The Babylon Bee, I tell you. Adam confused by new creature God put in garden, as he's not a biologist. This is the ladies' room. Sorry, I'm not a biologist. This is in reference, don't change it. This is in reference to the black woman, what was her name? I don't know. Wasn't she running for like a Supreme Court? She was in the running for Supreme Court or something. So the people in Congress or whatever, they were interviewing her and said, "Can you tell us what a woman is?" And she said, "No, I can't." And they said, "What are you talking about? You're one of the first black women. You're kind of like famous for being elected because you're a woman." Or I don't know if she was elected. She was appointed. And she said, "I'm not a biologist. I can't tell you what a woman is. I'm not a biologist." This is like a high government, highfalutin bureaucrat. So that's what this is in response to. If you didn't see those absolutely asinine videos of her cowing down to the stupidity that says we don't know what a woman is, that's what these are referring to. Trans. I know we live in confusing times, so let's just keep this simple. Male, female, any questions? Disney to do a remake of Snow White. All the 7 dwarfs. Hold on, hold right there. Before we change this, I just, I do have to mention one thing. Because of all the stupidity that's going on with certain words and certain, male and female and all this stuff, my mom just sold her house in Michigan, and the realtor had to inform her that the realtor had written up the house listing, and then she had to change. Then the realtor had to change a bunch of stuff on the house listing because she couldn't use certain words like family room, master bedroom, because that connotes that there's a slave bedroom. Nice place to raise a family. She couldn't use that sentence. This is realtors. This is going on. This is state level, probably national by now.
State of Michigan.
So state of Michigan, Berkshire Hathaway, right?
Choice to move.
Wasn't it Berkshire?
Sure.
Berkshire Hathaway. You couldn't use the terms nice house to raise a family. You couldn't use the words family room. What was?
Master bedroom.
And master bedroom. Anything else? Am I leaving out?
There was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
So your realtors, ask your realtors if they're allowed to post anything on their social media pertaining to any of this. Tell me what they say. Because they're being monitored.
I get listings from Tennessee, from here.
Yeah, but Berkshire Hathaway is all over the nation.
Yeah.
So it's coming. If it's not, it's coming. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm glad my mother was a woman.
Yeah.
Me too. Next. Imagine, if you will, being a woman, but being unable to explain how you know you are one. Yeah, totally. Straight pride. It's natural. It's worked since the beginning of humanity. You can make babies. Straight pride. Leftists, they have 2 choices. Men can't have an opinion on abortions. Men can have babies. I love these memes. They're so clever. They're so great. They show the stupidity of the mentality. We never had a baby formula shortage until men started getting pregnant. Drinking a bottle of Schmier, can of Schmitz. Isn't that hilarious? Oh. Introduction of LGBTQIA plus progressivism in schools for children. Let's see who this really is. Normalize pedophilia. Once you have the surgeries at a young age, how can you say that they can't make a choice? It's all demonic. This is, I love this one, the age group of people you are saying can make sound, permanent health decisions. Stuck in the toilet. That's my favorite one. Emptied a whole roll of TP right in the toilet, standing there like she didn't do anything. That's hilarious. I don't even know what's happening right here. Yep. What do you mean they, them? They who? I'm talking to one person here. Genders, mental disorders.
Amen.
I don't care who you are. I don't care. You out there, you watching, you don't believe this? I don't care. Go somewhere else. I am not. You come here and you tell me you're one of these, there's only one place you're going. That's the front door. These are the only people, yes, go back. These are the only people we will serve here. I ain't baking your cake. I ain't baking your cake. Next. Leftists, greedy corporations. Greedy corporations with rainbow colors.
Look at who did that meme.
Okay, that's funny. Rainbow, a promise of God, not a symbol of pride. I ain't baking your cake. That says it all. Yep. Veterans get 1 day, they get a month. Crazy, huh? I love this. Me the entire month of June. Oh, these guys. Oh. Are you celebrating pride? No. Why not? I'm celebrating humility instead. Much better idea. Much better idea. Number of pediatric gender clinics in 2007, there were 2. Number of pediatric gender clinics in 2022,
Oh, my land.
everywhere. Everywhere. Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina. Fake news. Checked by independent fact checkers. Can you believe this? That's real. That's real. Men, gender neutral toilet. You got mermaids. You got dragon, seahorses. You've got Bigfoot. You've got Yetis. You've got bicyclists. I don't even understand what's going on. This is I love this one. I love this. Kids across the U.S. will soon have Barbie and Ken dolls expecting a baby, except Barbie's not going to be the one carrying the baby, it's Ken. CEO Andrew Shaves said, pregnant men have been in the shadows for too long, and it's time to change that. It's spiritual warfare from every angle nowadays. Wow. They're doing it. They're doing it. I won't use someone's pronouns for the same reason I won't talk to a schizophrenic's imaginary friends. You come here with your pronouns. There was one girl a while ago that tried to tell me that she was trans. And I took her and her mom into I said, come with me. Come with me. I'm not playing this game. Fill out the paperwork the right way. I ain't playing this game. So if you want to come here and you play these games, you ain't talking to me. You ain't talking to me. Next. I won't waste my time with it. I will not bake your cake. There are only 2 genders, male and female. Never a picture, go back, never a picture of her being pregnant all across the internet. Only pictures of her before when she was a man. Only. Only. Obama refers to him as Michael. People miss it. People don't see it. Next. Dating in 2022. Hope I didn't get him pregnant. So stupid. This brave trans species athlete just smashed Usain Bolt's world record in the 100-meter. So thrilled to see that the cheetah won. Trans species. You know that's coming. That's on the way. There you have it. Any last commercial breaks? One more? Fabulous. Let's do it. Everybody give Sam a round of applause for wonderful commercial breaks tonight.
All right, so this person has been here about a year. He said, before Divine Design, I was unable to eat any type of beans. When I did, I would have a massive amount of gas, bloating, and pain. Now, after detoxing and taking supplements, I can eat beans with no gas, bloating, or discomfort. That's cool. So food sensitivities just go right out the window.
Food sensitivities, bye-bye. You don't have food sensitivities, you have chemical sensitivities. We need to do a class on you don't have food sensitivities. And for anybody out there who's listening, we have classes called You Do Not Have a Chemical Imbalance. It's a psychiatric one like this. We have classes called You Do Not Have Allergies. We have classes called You Do Not Have Hormonal Imbalances. You don't have autoimmune diseases. All your friends and family members are being ravaged by this complete out-of-control medical system financed by money printers in the government, giving all the financial wealth to the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies. everyone's being taken advantage of by it because then they get their health insurance taken out of their paycheck and the prices go up and up and up and up and up. And then before you know it, you've got deductibles and copays and coinsurance, and you end up paying $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a year in insurance costs for something that you don't want, which is drugs and surgery. Nobody puts this together. I don't know why. Or you can come here, pay a fraction of that, and actually get something for your health that will help your body. That's what we do here. Check out all the classes online. Just go to the Divine Design Natural Health, and then the New Patients tab across the top, and go down to videos, and that's all of our previous videos. You can watch them there for free. I will see you September 11th for a class called The New Age for Old Devils, and on September 25th, 2 weeks after that, there's a class called World Upside Down. I'm not even going to warn you what it's about. Just come with an open mind, and we'll talk about some interesting stuff. But I am Dr. Brett Spradlin. We are signing off here at Divine Design Natural Health. We'll see you in 2 weeks. All right.